Hello parents, I'm Mr. Howard Yu. I was a former school MOE teacher, having taught in Pri.4 Presbyterian Primary School for 6 years before heading the science department in the Singapore International School in Shanghai. And through my years of experience in Pri.4, I'd like to share with you how most of the schools in Singapore stream their primary 4 students internally or school-based. So assuming that in a particular school, they have 8 P5 classes. So usually this is how they put a student in P5 classes. The first 2 classes are allocated as the best class or the high ability classes. And the mid-range, the next 4 classes are called the mixed ability class. And the last, the tail end, the 2 classes is for low ability students. So assuming that this school adopts a lesser enrollment of 32 students each in all the classes except the low ability classes, because usually the school leaders decide to have lesser students in the low ability classes to allow the students more time to interact with the teachers. And I think that is a good choice if they have the sufficient manpower. So assuming in these 4 subjects in the SA2 has a total marks of 400 marks. And this is how the students or the teachers will gather together in the so-called the P5 promotion exercise. So at the end of every P4 examinations, the school computer system will generate out this score sheet that the marks of the students will be tabulated from the highest to the lowest. So let's assuming these hypothetical names of A, up to whatsoever down here. And the top student has a total score of 393 out of 400. And these top 32 students, assuming the P5 class has 32 student maximum enrollment in each class. So the top 32 students, I mean, from descending scores from 393 all the way to a certain number will be promoted to the best class in P5. So the next student, the top 33 to 64 student will go to the second best class. So this is how the school will put them. And usually the top 2 P5 classes usually take higher mother tongue. And normally from statistics and from analysis, 25% to 30% of this cohort qualifies for top secondary school. What do I mean by top secondary schools? Top secondary schools are generally those schools currently based on the PSLE system of ranking. Usually those students score above 250 and above, 250 and above the total aggregates. But from 2021, the student will have another banding, which I'll be sharing with you later, perhaps after some time in this video. Okay, so let's see the mixed ability classes. So assuming that we have already promoted the 64 students from the top 2 P5 classes. So next with the mixed ability classes. In fact, the majority of the students will be in the mixed ability classes or MA. So assuming this school has 4 classes of MA P5 classes and each with 32 students. So this is how they slot the student in, or they promote them in, or they assign them in. So assuming this student, BE, by the name of BE, will go to MA1, CA will go to MA2, because look at the score here, from 333 all the way to CD, which is 329. So BE will go to MA, CA will go to MA2, CB will go to MA3, and then CD will go to MA4. So what about the next one? Let's say this student, CE. Okay, CE and DA depends how the school want to follow the pattern of so-called this slotting in the student or promoting the student. So the next lowest score is 328. So 328, usually they may follow this order 1, 2, 3, 4, or then 1, 2, 3, 4. But some schools like Pri.4, during my time there, after this student, right, CD, right, which goes to MA4, the next student, CE, will go back to MA3. And then the next student, DA, will go to MA2. So they follow this order. Down, up, down, up. Sometimes we call this S-banding. So this is how they so-called promote the P4 student to P5 MA classes. And then next come to the low ability students or LA classes. Okay, doesn't mean that low ability students are stupid. Low ability student meaning that maybe due to their developmental growth, they need more time to catch up with most of the students. So most schools, they actually allocate very patient teachers to help these, students who are perhaps slower in their developmental growth. So usually due to if there's sufficient manpower and teachers, they have smaller class size. So if let's say I'm the principal, I would maybe park just 20 students each in these LA classes. So the LA classes also will go according to this. So the lowest marks of this bottom end, 40 students, will be promoted to the LA classes. So for example, this student by the name of EC will go to LA1, ED will go to LA2, and then the next one, EE, will go to LA1. So they do like to spread out evenly. So this method is to ensure there's a fair mix of LA pupils in both classes. And the good news, which I'm going to share with you, is this. Just listen carefully. Science is the only subject that marks can be improved greatly or significantly within a short period of time under excellent coaching. So I have done that for many students over the past years of establishing my learning center, One Academy. So the good news is, come 22nd October, because from 19 to 22nd October is 4 days of PSLE marking days. There'll be no schools from P1 to P6. So due to safe distancing, now I can only accommodate 5 students in my training, and 1 seat has been taken up. There's 4 seats left. Today is the 29th of September, so do quickly enroll. There were years parents block book the whole class. Sometimes I have to come up with additional class to meet the demands. So this is a training from 9:30 to 1:45. Later I'll share with you a slide, actually how this course will be conducted. And this photograph is quite interesting. I took it this morning on my way home after my morning routine of cycling for fitness building. Every child is likened to wild grasses along the sidewalk, needs proper trimming and planning to be positively transformed. So if you send in your child early, there is sufficient time for me and for Mr. Quack, who is my partner in mathematics, to help to trim your child, to plan, so that he or she can be positively transformed. And this is what we promise parents to do. And the training, which I'm going to show you now, is in the following slide. Just hang on for a while. Okay, this is the 1-day Mastering P4 Science SA2 OEQ Masterclass. Okay, OEQ means the open-ended questions. As we know that most students, they are weaker in answering the open-ended questions. And I've taught over the years, some students, they can score full marks for multiple choice, but come to open-ended, they may be barely passing or maybe hit the 70 percentile marks for section B. So in this training, I'm actually covering all the concepts from P3 to P4. We'll revise all the topics that are required for the coming SA2 exam. This year is a bit unique because of COVID-19. Most schools did not have any SA1, and some schools have a simulated SA1. So in terms of the P5 promotion exercise, it may be 100% based on the P4 SA2 result. So this is important for parents to know. And the training is from 9:30 to 1:45. And over the years, you can see the cheerful student here, they find this period of time too short. Why is it too short? Because you see, in my passion of teaching and also in engaging them in doing those questions, sharing my life experience. So after every 15 minutes, they have a 10 minutes break or eye break. And then they have a 30-minute recess from 11:20 to 11:50, where I bring them up to the food court to have some snacks so that they can recharge and continue the remaining part of the training. So in total, there are 200 minutes of solid learning in a very safe environment, the Beauty World Center. This building is actually the building where a McDonald's restaurant is located at level 1 and mine is at level 2. And they have proven results since 2015. There were students from P5 after they come for my one-day course, and this is P4, P5 even more difficult. I've seen students improve up to 50 marks after a 1 or 2 days training with me. So there's a past track records. And if you sign up with 2 or more students together or pupils, there's a 20% discount for each person. So do hurry, we have 4 seats left. And this is the book they'll be receiving. I published this book this year, and about more than 200 copies has been distributed or sold online to help P5 and P6 students. So actually, by coming for this training, your child will receive this book, which he or she can use for P4 SA2 preparation, together with P5 and P6. So it's more than 2 years of use for this, of using this book. It is actually available for mail order at $14 each, of self-collection at $12. So I've spent a lot of effort in crystallizing the thoughts and concept in this book to help students to answer challenging open-ended questions in the examinations. And exposure is important. For me, as a science coach, I also make myself to be exposed to those people in higher caliber in science and also in exploration. So back in 2019, I had the rare opportunity to be a volunteer mentor in this NASA space program, where I had the opportunity to meet this former US astronaut, Dominic Antonio. He was actually the commander for the International Space Station. You can Google and find the International Space Station and his name. And also with this lady here, who's a scientist from the UK King's College. So sending your child to my training is something different of sending your child to anybody, because with my wide experience with scientists, with people like even defense technologies in Singapore, I'm able to inspire your child to love science, embrace science. So with this passion, your child will actually be very automatic in learning this very interesting subject. So this is my book. And the other thing I'd like to share with you is a YouTube video. And then after that, I will share with you the secondary promotion. Maybe it's just 2 years advance for your information, but you can learn it as well. So let me proceed with the YouTube sharing now. So you can see this training or this YouTube video in our One Academy Science video. So I hope you have enjoyed the video. And this is our learning center. Both Mr. Kwek and myself are passionate educators. I myself have 4 children. Mr. Kwek has 3 children. And our learning center, One Academy and E3 Enrichment, is located in the Beauty World Center, very strategically located next to the Beauty World MRT station. So with this downtown line, we have students coming all the way from Tampines to our learning center to gain experience and coaching from us. So I welcome you to contact us at the hotline. For my number is 82685299 and Mr. Kwek is 911-60387. So I hope that you enjoy the YouTube sharing. And now I would like to proceed to share with you about the secondary school promotion. How will PSLE score be calculated? Because from 2021, the PSLE T-score will be replaced by the wider scoring band. So each subject will be scored using 8 bands known as the achievement level or AL, with AL1 or A1 so-called being the best score and AL8 being the lowest score. So these ALs reflect the student's level of achievement for the subject, and it measures individual performance and not his performance relative to his peers. The student's total PSLE score will be sum of the 4 subjects ranging from 4 being the best, just like in O-level during our time. A1 is the best. So let's say if you have 6 subjects in secondary school, if you have 6 points means you're the best point. So in the PSLEs from 2021, those top students will receive a score of 4 being the best, and those the lowest ends will receive 32. So I'm sharing this slide from a school that have did a P4 parents presentation. So this is a summary in case you miss your P4 parents briefing this year. You can save your time with my video presentation. So those PSLE students from 2021, if they have a score of 4 to 20, they will be promoted to Express in secondary. And these are the relative other scores, 21 to 22. So they have an Express NA option. And those from 23 to 24 will go NA. And 25, they also have an NA NT option. So those from 26 to 30, they will have this NT, they posted to NT. And this is for those, but things may change over the years because your child will be perhaps the 3rd batch. So the current P5 student, it will be the 1st batch. So your child, assuming your child is P4 this year, will be the 2nd batch of student. So I think this table will be quite relevant because usually MOE doesn't change plans within such a short span of 2 years. So this is the progression pathway going to Express, NA and NT, and also for those in foundation. So this is a brief introduction of courses in secondary. And I like this quote by Joseph Schooling, who was Singapore's first gold medalist in the Olympics swimming, butterfly 100 meters. As he mentioned, everyone has doubts. It's all about how you turn those doubts into positive moments. And I'm really glad that I could do that. So that it was a quote from Joseph Schooling. And in fact, as parents, the family is the most powerful and persuasive influence and the constant in a child's young life. So as parents, this is actually from the mother of Joseph Schooling. She mentioned, each child can achieve his dream. Just love and support him. When they are confident that mommy and daddy are behind them, kids will just move forward. So let us as parents, as educators, give our best encouragement to our children. So I hope that you have enjoyed my sharing today about the P4 internal streaming and how both myself and Mr. Kwek can help your child achieve those dreams to be promoted to her dream secondary school or to his dream secondary schools. So the training begins now. So do give us a call. My number is 8268-5299. So I wish you all the best in your journey as a parent, as an educator with your child. So take care and God bless. Goodbye.